Bro. I was winning though. -1. I would have done this and then that. I'm guessing he would have... What would I do in this? I think I'd do this. And then he'd probably castle, I guess. I'm not sure what I would do after that. Probably I'd start pushing this. Wow, that's pretty bad actually. Alright, let's do one more. Ah. Where did I go wrong with that? Somewhere here. Oh yeah, obviously I blundered the bishop. I feel like I could have pulled it back somehow. No? There was no way to pull it back. So he made 0 blunders. Okay, whatever. Anyways. Right. Chapter 8. Righty-ho. Let's get down to it. Right. Where were we? Okay, storing keys. Ah, yes. The chapter about collections. So we did vectors, strings, and finally keys. Can I do chapter 9 as well by today? Let's just check. Ah, it's not a lot actually. Okay, this is a lot. Jesus. And this is not bad. Alright, we'll try and do chapter 9 as well. Storing keys with associated values in hash maps. The last of our common collections is the hash map. The type hash map KV, which is key value, stores a mapping of keys of type K to values of type V using a hashing function, which determines how it places these keys and values into memory. Many programming languages support this kind of data structure, but they often use a different name, such as hash, map, object. Object? Who uses object? What the heck? Hash table, yep, no hash table, and dictionary, I also know this one. Never heard of associative array. And that's just to name a few, apparently. So, hash maps are useful when you want to look up data, but not by using an index. Yes, as you can with vectors, but by using a key that can be of any type. For example, in a game, you could keep track of each team's score in a hash map in which each key is a team's name and the values are each team's score. Yes. So I think this is like I can skip what a hash map is, I think. One way to create an empty hash map is to use new. Yes. The new function. We know about this one. Kind of reminds me of the way Java objects are created. And where was I? To add elements with insert. Yes. So we're keeping track of the scores of two teams whose name are blue and yellow. Blue is 10 points, yellow is 50 points. Then, okay, so it's let mutable scores equal hash map new, and we need to import the hash map collection or library from the standard library, std collections, hash map. Righty-ho. Moving on. So this is kind of like basic stuff. I just need to remember to use string from instead of just a string. I have to remember that this is a string slice in Rust. It's not a string. And as long as I do that, I can remember that this is a string. I think. Wait, am I wrong with that? Let me just double check. The slice type. I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll just go with, actually, no. I think I'm right, because if I just specify this, then it's going to be stored in the stack. And if I remember correctly, string slices are stored in the stack, whereas strings are in the heap. So, I believe I'm not wrong, but maybe I am. Anyway, coffee? Oh, it's disappeared. Anyways, moving on. Now that we need to first use the hash map from the collections portion of the standard library. Yes, indeed. Of our 3 common collections, this one is the least often used. So it's not included in the features brought into scope automatically. Okay, so that's why you have to specify it. Just like vectors, hash maps store their data on the heap. This hash map has keys of type string and values of type signed 32-bit integer. Like vectors, hash maps are homogeneous. Fancy words yet again. All of the key, which means, see, there's a colon here. This is signifying that it's that a definition is about to follow. So homogeneous. Homogeneous. Something's not clicking there. Homogeneous. All of the I sound so stupid. All of the keys must have the same type. Yes. And all of the values must have the same type. So they're homogeneous. Homogeneous. Okay. Accessing values in a hash map. We can get a value out of the hash map by providing its key to the get method as shown below. Here. So actually this is going to be a reference to this string. So team name is the string called blue, and inside of get we're putting a reference to this string, and then dot copied, and because we need to okay, so this is going to be either a none or a sum, therefore we have to use unwrap or at the end with a 0. Signifying if there is no value, then use 0 instead as the default score. However, it exists and it should be 10. So here score will have the value that's associated with the blue team, and the result will be 10. The get method returns an option %v, which is reference to the value. If there's no value for that key in the hash map, get will return none. Yes. This program handles the option by calling copied to get an option I32 rather than an option. Oh, that's why it's used. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Well, that's... Because if I don't use copied, it's gonna get a reference to an option, to a 32-bit integer. But we don't need a reference because we're assigning it here as a new variable. We want the actual value. So, I mean, we want ownership, basically. We're not borrowing. Therefore, we use copied. Interesting. I guess this is exclusive to hash maps. That's good to know. And then unwrap or to set 0 by default. Okay, blah blah blah. We can iterate over each key value pair in a hash map in a similar manner as we do with vectors, using a for loop. I see. Okay. Very nice. Ownership. Now this is a big topic. For types that implement the copy trait, like I32, the values are copied into the hash map. For owned values like string, values will be moved and the hash map will be the owner of those values. See, this is a thing I have to remember because this is not easy to memorize. So if I'm dealing with a integer, I can actually just copy it. But if I'm using a string, for owned values like string, the values will be moved and the hash map will be the owner of those values. Yeah, so once I add these two variables into the hash map, they'll become invalid and I can no longer refer to these variables here. Field name and field value are invalid at this point. Yes, exactly. However, if these were integers instead of strings, then this would not occur because they copy the values instead of moving them. That's hard to remember. We aren't able to use variables after they've been moved. If we insert references to values, the values won't be moved into the hash map. the values that the references point to must be valid for at least as long as the hash map is valid. Yeah, it makes sense, but that's pretty... Yeah, because the references are just references, so they need to stay valid if they're inside a hash map. It's kind of easy to follow. Updating a hash map. Although the number of key and value pairs is growable, each unique key can only have one value. Yes, this is standard hash map logic, but not vice versa. Yes. You can have multiple keys with the same value. That's kind of standard hash map stuff. Oh, let's see. Overwrite. You just insert again. It just overwrites it. Yes, okay. I wonder if you can have a hash map of a... I think you probably can have a hash map of vectors, and then each key can have multiple values. Oh, gee, I'm so tired. Adding a key and value only if a key isn't present. Okay, so there has to be some sort of check. Excuse me. We're not howling today, Tuppy. Okay. Adding a key and value only if a key isn't present. It's common to check whether a particular key already exists in the hash map with a value and then to take the following actions. Yes, because if you want to take the value and then increment it, you need to check if it's empty first. Hey. So what? If the key does exist in the hash map, the existing value should remain the way it is. If the key does not exist, then insert it and add a value. So hash maps have a special API for this called entry that takes the key you want to check as a parameter. Entry. The return value of entry is an enum called entry that represents a value that might or might not exist. Let's say we want to check whether the key for the yellow team has a value with it, associated with it. If it does not, then we want to insert the value 50. And the same for the blue team. Yeah, so I understand this. You just use the entry function. Oh. And entry has its own kind of the entry method has its own kind of function. You call this a function? What do you call it? It's a method inside of a method. Is that possible? Anyway, oh, I guess it is. It is because you can use modules, separating modules. And you could have entry as one module which references another module. I think it was chapter 7 point something. But yes, I remember that. Okay. The OR insert method on entry is defined to return a mutable reference to the value for entry. Okay. If it exists, and if it does not exist, it inserts the parameter as a new value. It's much cleaner this way than writing the logic ourselves, and it plays nicely with the borrow checker. Updating a value based on the old value. Yes, this is what I was talking about. So actually, what we want here is let's see. Updating a value based on the old value. So another common use case for hash maps is to look up a key's value and then update it based on the old value. For instance, listing below shows code that counts how many times each word appears in some text. Yeah, so I can figure this out. So we have a mutable hash map. We have a string. For each word in this text, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and it splits with white spaces, so it does 4 cycles. Let the count, so it's counting how many words, and if there is no count existing, for that specific word, okay, I see what this is doing. So inside of map, it's going to check the key hello on the first cycle. If there's no value, it's going to insert 0 into that key as the value for that key. And then it's going to dereference the count, I guess, because it returns a reference here. And in order to add one, we need to dereference it. So we add one and then go to the next word. Which would be world. It's going to be, there's going to be no value again, so it inserts 0. And then it plus equals 1. And wonderful is also going to be insert 0, but then on the second time it does world. What it's going to do is it's going to get count. It's going to notice that it's already exists and it's set to 0. No, it's not set to 0. How does this work? It's not, after it increments count, it's not, I guess it's just gonna put. How does that work? That's so weird. Hang on a sec. This code will print world 2. How does it know that? That's so bizarre. Wait a second. This code will print world 2, hello 1, wonderful 1. You might see the same key value pairs printed in a different order. Well, that's fine, but I want to know how this works. The OR insert method returns a mutable reference. Yeah, we figured that part out. To the value. Here we store that mutable reference in the count variable. So in order to assign that value, we must first dereference count. Yes, we got this as well. The mutable reference goes out of scope. Yes, I figured that out. At the end, so all of these changes are safe and allowed. Holy crap, it doesn't even explain how this works. How does it know? By default, HashMap uses a hashing function called the SIP hash that can provide resistance to denial of service attacks involving hash tables. This is not the fastest hashing algorithm, but the trade-off is better security. If you profile your code and find that it's too slow, you can switch to another function by specifying a different hasher. We'll talk about this in chapter 10. Okay, wait a minute though. So the thing is, vector strings and hash maps provide a large amount of functionality necessary in programs when you need to store, access, and modify the data. Given a list of integers, here are some exercises you should now be able to be equipped to solve. Given a list of integers, use a vector and return the median when sorted the value in the middle position and mode of the list. Convert strings to Pig Latin. The first consonant of each word is moved to the end of the word and AY is added. So first becomes erst fey, apple becomes apple hay. Using a hash map and vectors, create a text interface to allow a user to add employee names to a department in a company. For example, add Sally to engineering. Or add Amir to sales. Then let the user retrieve a list of all the people in the department or all people in the company by department. Do I want to do this? This is going to take a long time. I could try one of them, but I still have no idea how this works, so let's play around with it. Alrighty. Chapter 8. I need to understand how this is working. Oh. How do I do this? I don't know how to do this. So what I want to achieve is I want to check. Well, I can guess that this is actually just going to be 0. And then it's going to be 1 afterwards, but how does that work? That's so weird. I don't even think this is going to work. Oh, it does. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 2. Oh, I see. God, I need to blow my nose. Allergies. Summertime allergies. Toffee? Ignoring me again. I'm not happy about that, Toffee. Are you listening to me? Yeah. He's listening. Right. Here's the thing. I've realized what this is actually doing is, even though the value of the hash map key is getting assigned here, this is a reference to the value that's in there. It's not treating this as a separate variable. This is actually a real reference, so it's still connected. And what that means is when you dereference it and update it, you're actually updating not this, because this is still a reference. You're updating the hash map. And that is so weird to think about. I've never seen that before. That's so weird. Actually weird. Therefore, what we shall do is move on. I think we got it. So what I'll do is try and make these exercises. So let's try this. Go back. And we shall do cargo new chapter 8 x ex. And ex main file, and here we're going to do comment. Given a list of integers, use a vector and return the median. Right. Return the median and the mode. A list of integers. Okay, so first let's think about this. A list of integers, it could be a vector. So it says use a vector, but does that mean use a vector for the list of integers, or use a vector along with the list of integers? That's a little bit confusing. But I think we can use a vector. So let list. We don't need it to be mutable, so we can just leave it like this, I think. And we also need to specify the type of list, so it's going to be how do I specify the type of list? I did it previously. I've forgotten it already. Oh no, wait a minute. It automatically knows. Can I just do this? So let's just add some random. Okay. What happens if I do this? Oh, sorry. Who am I saying sorry to? Does this work? Oh, it does. Wait, so if I do oops, that's me doing my stupid Java habits. Five, yeah, because it starts at 0. So if I do 4, then this will be 9. Okay. So that's usable. Now we want to return the median. So let's print. I don't want to return it, but I'll print median. And print mode. And down here we'll have a function called print median. And then we'll have a function called print mode. All right. We want to return a value, so it's going to be an I32. I think that's the default. And we want to pass in this list, so to get the median, we will... Okay, we need to sort this, but before that, we'll just make it return the middle value. So how do I go about doing that? I need to divide it by 2. This is going to be a vector. Is that how I do it? I'm so bad at this. Yeah, you put the name of the variable first, followed by the data type. Yeah, so that's right. Well, that was loud. So I've got a vector t. I guess this is correct. So let's just do it simply. Return and we want to return the oh wait, we don't use semicolon when we're returning. We want to return the middle, the middle value. So if it has 5, that means we need to do 3. No, that's not right. If there are 5 integers and we want to return the third one, that's actually index number 2. So we need to subtract 1 and then half it. But if the number of indexes is even, such as 6, then there is no median if there's... Wait a minute, how do you get the median of a... What is the median of a set of even numbers? It's +1. The heck is this website? Okay, this seems promising. So what we want to do is, it is the middle value of a sorted list of given numbers. Yeah, I know that, but oh shit. Wait a minute. Am I thinking of something else? The number of cakes she baked every day over the past week. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3. What is the median value? Arrange them in ascending order. Count the number of observations. 6. And because it's an even number, you do 6 divided by 2, which is 3. What is this calculation? The third observation plus the fourth observation divided by 2. So that's this and this. So it's 5 divided by 2, so it's 2.5. Okay. So I'm not even thinking about the... Man, this is more complex than I expected. I need the length of the vector. How do you get length of vector? Rust vector. Using the len method. Right, let's just, for now, let's just put that as 5. And then return 6. Just so it compiles. Whoops. Nah, I'm probably going to get an error anyway, but let's try. T is not found in this scope. Oh. Well, can I just do this? I don't think I can. Wait, I don't want a struct. I want a vector. Where's my friend, Grok? Hey, Grok. How? How do I create a function in Rust which requires a i32 vector parameter? Actually, a quick answer can probably do this, but to create a here it is. Oh, so I was kind of on the right tracks, but so it needs one. Alright, so if I do this, what happens? It still fails. However, of course I'm being a stupid idiot. Thinking this is Java again. Wait, did I mess up the definition of my... Oh, of course. Why am I so stupid? Completely made the wrong data type. Yeah, of course. I need to use the macro. And now it should work. There we go. So it works now. But, okay, so it's printing 5 because that's the length of my vector. Now, so I want to calculate the median, which means according to this strange algorithm, that's going to be what is it going to be? Wait, where did I just put the other window? Crap. Here it is. So what I need to do is but what if this is an odd number then? If it's an odd number then okay. Here's what we're gonna do. If data len modulo 2. Shit, this is like completely the wrong syntax. How do I do this? Whatever, let's just how do I fix this? This is like completely broken syntax. Oh, it's not? Wait a minute. Did I just accidentally succeed? Oh, I did. Nice. So that is the right syntax. Which means I need to do... What do I need to do? If it's an odd number, then I simply return the middle value. In this case, it should be 7. And to get the middle value, I do... This is 0, 1, 2. It's the second index in this case. So I'm going to do subtract 1. Shit. How do I do this? Let index equal data.len subtract 1 divide by 2. And I have a feeling this is going to fail. No, it didn't. Holy cow. It's a lot easier than I thought. Which means if I return data index, I missed the exclamation mark. Cannot find the index in this scope. Oh, I see, because I left the scope. What do I need to do? Does that work? Oh, it needs to be mutable, of course, because I'm changing it. 7. Okay, so that works. It gets the middle value. However, if it's not, then index equals this stupid equation. This is going to be annoying. Can I just copy and paste this? What happens if I just do this? Oh, of course. Oh, wait a minute. Can I do this? There's no way I can do this. It's not that easy. Surely it's not that easy. Oops, I've missed the... Expected use size found I32. What do you mean? What do you mean you found I32? What? Of course it's I32. Why does it expect a use size? Oh. Oh, that's disgusting. Wait a minute. So let's pretend this is like this. I want to add 7 and 7 and then divide by 2. But actually that's a floating point. If this is 8, then the actual median is 7.5. Which means index, it cannot assign that to an I32. What is use size? Expected use size. The heck is a use size? Where's my friend? What the heck? All right. What is a usize in Rust? Give me the quick answer. Oh, it's not a floating point. It's just an unsigned. So does that mean I can do this? No, of course not. What the heck does that mean, usize? Is that actually like a thing? Wait a minute. How do I ensure? How do I set a variable to be users? Oh wait, did it give me the example? Wait a minute. I think it did. It did. So it's literally just this. So I need to switch everything to a usize just for this. Is that how it works? And it's somehow out of bounds now? What the heck? What's going on? Oh, it's not index. Oh, I see. I see. Um, but in that case, median's going to be a floating point. Is that right? The fact that I'm using that for both is annoying. Let's do it this way, because this is internal median. Like this. And I guess that should work. Of course it does not work. Oh, I see. I need to cast it by doing this. So when I cast it, median value. Toffee. Excuse me. Toffee. What's wrong? Hey? What's wrong? What's up here? There's nothing wrong. You're just being a silly boy. Hey? Are you going to be a good boy? There's nothing wrong. Why are you barking? Hey? Come here. Come on. Good boy. Come here. I know. I know. What's wrong? Are you stressed out? Hey? Are you stressed out? Ah, you can hear the wind outside. Just some wind. It's just a bit of wind. Hey? What's wrong with you? You like the neck massage? Hmm? I need to brush your fur. It's very, actually, I think you need a shampoo. I'm gonna have a shampoo tomorrow. Hey? Now listen, it's just wind. You don't need to bark. Okay? You don't need to bark at the wind. Why is it red in your ear? Let me see. Let me see. Hey, let me see your ear. Why is it red? Have you been scratching it? you stressed out about? This here is okay. Why is your left ear red? Hey? What have you done to it? Run then. Run, relax. Go to sleep. It's bedtime. Bedtime. Go to sleep. We're not barking, okay? No more barking. Be a good boy. If you bark again, I'm gonna go to bed because I can't do this when you're barking. It's already midnight, Toffee. Okay? You're a good boy. Did you really do that? What do you mean? Did I really do what? This code or stroking my dog? Hey, Shandu. Sorry, I'm not sure when you typed that message. Quitting the job? Yes. Yeah, I quit my job. Well, my final day is, well, when is my final day? The 22nd of September? So, yeah, I'm gonna be unemployed for a while. It's actually the first time I'm gonna be unemployed. I've done like 11 or 12 years, and I've quit my job before, but every time I quit my job, I already like I started my next job on the day after I quit my previous job. So yeah, it's my first time being unemployed. Okay, so this works. Median value is 8, which is what I wanted, I think. Is it not? No, it's not. I wanted 7.5. So why does that not work? Maybe if I check here. Toffee, I'm not barking. My God, I swear to God. Bro, what's wrong with you? My God. How is he so alive at midnight? I don't understand. Alright, I'll resolve this and then I guess I'll go offline. Alright, let's see what this says. Eight. Why is it 8? That's not right. This is 6 divided by 2, which is 3. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. The length is 6, divided by 2 is 3, so it gets the third. 1, 2... sorry, 0, 1, 2, 3. Actually, that's wrong. But what is this one? 6 divided by 2 is 3, plus 1 is 4, which is 9. So it does 8 plus 9, which is 17. And then it divides it by 2, which is 8.5. So actually it's wrong, but even though it's wrong, it should be 8.5 with this code. Which means it's probably because I'm oh, it's because I'm doing this. Is that possible? Ah, shit. Oh, it is. And there we go. It's fixed. So it was rounding down because it was doing the calculation as an integer, and then it was converting the answer to floating point, which is actually the wrong way. I need to convert to floating point before I do the divide by 2 in order to maintain the fractional part of it, the 0.5 part. But that's still wrong because it should be 7.5, so I need to do... I actually need to subtract 1. So actually it's... there's got to be a better way to do this. This is so cumbersome. And actually I don't need +1 here. I can just delete. And that should work. 7.5. Boom. Alrighty then. Problem is I didn't sort this, so I need to sort it. Okay, I'm going offline. This is getting crazy. I'm not sure if you're still here, Shandu, but yeah, I'm gonna head offline because my dog's being crazy. And it's already midnight. Alrighty then. How do I check this? What the heck is going on here? Okay, I think it's fine. Alright, well, that's enough for today.